Myself and colleagues at Birmingham Film and Video Workshop are delighted that Yasmin and her team at Vivid have chosen to delve into the past, dust off these old posters, images, buff up the films and videos from the late 70s and early 80s. And it certainly brings it all back. I don't know about you, but I think it all scrubs up well. I mean the material, not my colleagues. It all seems a long time ago now, the late 1970s, when the Birmingham Film Workshop opened its doors at the Birmingham Arts Lab, funded by West Midlands Arts. And obviously, in one sense, it is a long time ago. It's a hell of a long time. It's 30 years in time. Birmingham's a different city. It was a different place and a different era. No doubt some of you are thinking of that classic line from The Go-Between about the past being a place where they do things differently. Or maybe you're thinking about what Karl Marx said when he said that history repeats itself, first as tragedy and second as farce. But however you think about it, the late 1970s was certainly a time of financial crises. We had a tired and jittery Labour government that was on the ropes, a young and jaunty and optimistic Tory party on the ascendancy, and the two-tone sounds of the specials were ringing at gigs and festivals around the country. So yes, what a different time we had. Now, the history, funding and policies of the workshop are captured in Vivid's booklet, and Paul Long from Birmingham City University has done a great job in putting the whole period into context and a great overview. And quite rightly, Paul picks out the significance of the Film Union's role at the time in establishing the Workshop Declaration, which is captured in the quote on the blackboard here from 1984. Now, I'd rather say something more of a personal and candid nature than just trot out the usual platitudes about the past. The workshop brought many, many people together from all sorts of backgrounds to come together and make film and video material. There were the people at the funders, West Midlands Arts, Channel 4, the Arts Council, the British Film Institute, the local authorities. There were folk at the workshop's collaborators, Handsworth Cultural Centre, 10/8 Magazine, Midlands Arts Centre, the Star Club on Essex Street, Turk Video, the Miners' Wives, Carney Films, Teenagers in Abundance, and also the International Rastafarian Congress. We worked with filmmakers on their films, and they worked on our films. Cameramen like Robert Smith and Anne Pottinger, screenwriters like Mick Eaton, documentary filmmakers like Kim Longinotto, directors like John O'Conqueror, Isaac Julian, Karen Alexander, Jenny Sheffield Co-op Woodley, the Geordie-based duo of Murray Martin, R.I.P., and Stu McKinnon. And we had a steering committee that involved lots of other people like Charlotte Brunsden, Barry Matthews, Stuart Daniels, Maggie Ellis, Trevor Bowden, etc. And of course the folk who made up the workshop, starting with filmmakers Yugesh Walia and Brian Byrne, followed by Rob Burkett, Carola Klein, who are both here tonight, Alan Lovell, Heather Powell, myself, and Johnny Turpey. We weren't all from filmmaking backgrounds, but then that was the nature of a workshop. Now, I apologise for trotting out an Oscar-style thank you list. The point I'm after is that in many, many ways, the workshop in Birmingham, possibly more than the workshops in other parts of the country, was more than the sum of its parts. Its reach was that much further than its grasp, and the size of its shadow far eclipsed its source. And I think this is one of the reasons why, in the annals of UK independent film, the workshop has often been neglected. However, it was always a cultural and a production project, and both fed in and off and with each other. And for those of us who work together on such projects, this is the first time that we've been back together again and we've been able to see the material in context, both on screen and also on the panels behind us. And to Birmingham Film and Video Workshop, each individual brought a particular contribution which enhanced the overall collective endeavour. It was a debate-centred workshop, so it's not surprising that arguments were productive, sometimes counterproductive, and that productions were argued over. In our day, there was no tick-boxing on funding applications, but lots of metaphorical kickboxing in staff meetings. It's unlikely